All right, I am going to make this quick. There is no editing effects or whatever. It's really raw footage for me just explaining to you what's going on with the build, and just transparency. I want to be transparent to everyone supporting, everyone following. I know by now you've been asking why are we not at the dyno yet, but this is very crucial. It is what it is. Again, I am a one person crew. I do everything myself, resource development, everything coming out of pocket, and it's not easy. Besides, I also have my 9 to 5 job still, so everything just goes back to what's important and what to prioritize. But anyway, I also do really want to get this build completed, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna be patient with this, and up until I fix whatever that need to be done. I am not rushing, and it is what it is, honestly, but this is the truth, and I want to give you guys what is going on. All right, I pulled the motor again. Was it necessary? Probably not. It probably was not necessary to pull this out, but after we did the braking, the auto braking, when we went up to 4,000 RPM, everything worked out as I hoped it will. But it turns out to be a really big issue in the sense that you can see the oil that I drain is mixed with coolant, and most of the time you will say that the head gasket is gone after a lot of and actually by looking at this, you definitely will say that the head gasket is gone or something is mixing oil with coolant. And it turns out this guy, which is where you put your oil filter, the oil filter housing was not sealed properly, and that was causing the coolant to pass through the oil housing, pass through the oil lines, the oil chamber, where that's the term I was looking for, to pass through the oil chamber, and that's where we get this. In most cases, this shouldn't be this shouldn't be happening, and today we should be driving already this, because honestly everything was on par. I did the timing correctly, everything was neat and was just perfect, but unfortunately it turns out to be the oil filter housing is gone. So I have to order, and I actually just discovered it now. This is just now I discovered that the issue was here. The oil was mixing with the coolant from here, and that's why we got because the oil was not in the coolant tank, right? I didn't see any oil over here. The oil was just in the motor, so which means it was not circulating back into there. It was only circulating over here whenever the oil was coming through the filter, and that's where from the filter it was mixing with the coolant and dropped into the engine, which was no good. And I got a oil pressure low error, and I completely shut the engine off, and here we are. So I had to pull this because I thought it was the head gasket, and then when you do the head gasket you probably have to redo the timing as well, and you have to redo other things, and yeah, it is what it is, and I don't have much to say other than, guys, it is what it is. I am a one crew person. I have other priorities, but all I want to ask you guys, continue to support the build, and if however you want to support the build, do say I have a buy me a coffee link where you can support the build, so we can outsource these components that fails, and let's get this ready for the dyno. But you can see I don't have any leak anywhere else. You can see on the bed plates over here there is no leak. If you look at over here, there is no leak either. Everywhere else it's sealed. Everywhere else it was really sealed. Everything looks good, but it's just what it is that we now have to buy the oil filter housing. We need a new one, and once we get that, we'll put that in. I don't know when it's gonna be here. I have to outsource it, so I'm gonna get this motor, put it back in the garage, and once we have the off-filter housing, that is when we are going to reassemble this, put it back again. So stay tuned with this, and hopefully we can get this done pretty anytime soon. Okay, thank you guys. This was the update. If you have any questions, leave in the comments, and I am always happy to read any comments that may come up. Honestly, I wish I could know what was causing the mix of oil and coolant. You know, it's hard to tell, especially on a new build. The first thing we will think, oh, it's the gasket is gone. Given that I had to swap the head, and you know, my thought was just that, oh, probably I shouldn't have reused the head gasket. I should have bought a new head gasket. But again, the head gasket that we use is still brand new, and the very first break-in was not even that much, so that's why I reused it, and I thought that was the issue, but it's not actually the issue, and the issue is the off-filter housing. So there you have it, folks. Again, thank you for supporting the build. I have a link in the description if you'd like to support with Buy Me a Coffee. I will really appreciate it, so we can outsource these components that are failing, and I will give you another update once we have everything set, everything back on the car, and let's get this going.